in this sport, and they have both crumbled at that finish line. But now they have to send each other home. This is as wild as it gets, man, but here's the agent select.
Yeah, not everybody can make the top 4. We do not see or expect surprises here for Ascend. PRX running the Vice and also the Sage, something that we did not touch up on. It is something, and Miniboo going up in this head-to-head, especially and more specifically about the operator usage, all the snipers. Both of these players are going to be probably leaning towards them, especially with Team Heretics, the swap between Woods and Miniboo that we keep seeing, especially in this map. But most importantly, Miniboo has always loved the Marshal, the Outlaw, and I expect them, even from the attack, to just bring it out, because I consider that to be a win condition for both of the teams.
Absolutely. I think Heretics on their attack side too of Ascent, going up against the double Sentinel comp, you're really going to be tested in terms of how you can work the map. Ascent, you're really going to be tested in terms of, can you find out where the Sage wall is? Can you avoid it most of the time? Can you find the Vice setup? Can you bait it out? Yeah, like avoiding Devi as a player as well, trying to bait out his wall setup. It's an uphill battle from the get-go here for Heretics, but you got to think that they've come in ready.
It's literally a clash of styles here with a double Sentinel and double Duelist composition. But I'm curious to see if PRX, despite them playing double Sentinel, do they want to get more aggressive, not allow Heretics to be able to get comfortable, get moving? Does Heretics try and just sock PRX in the face a couple of times? Let's find out, folks. There's only one of these teams will make the top 4 and play under the lights of the A-Core Arena. So let's go ahead and send it over to your casters. It's Pansy and Sideshow.
Thank you so much, GB. The desk there kind of teeing us up for an incredibly high skill ceiling game between these two. But again, it feels like a matter of heart when you're looking at these two teams, a matter of form coming into the stage. But what's the defining factors to your eye here between these two in this matter of survival?
I think it's all about the mental game. I think you're bang on. You need a critical attitude to become a great player. But in such high-pressure scenarios, it can become a negative attitude. And I think that is the balance that these players are having to face right now between all of our teams in the lower bracket, but none define it so well as these two. Known for making grand finals and losing, except for PRX at Toronto, who very recently broke that and are hoping it never happens again. But the collapse we've just seen from them would indicate otherwise. Good starts, momentum, and avoiding those negative voices in your mind.
Yeah, have to avoid it somehow. Run from it almost. It will be Heretics on the attack, PRX obviously on the defending side, and a simplistic start, direct in approach.
PRX playing fully off the A side, looking to retake with the comp that shouldn't want to do that too often. See what value Jin gets with the wall. Really good for going to diffusers in this spot, but it looks like he just wants to wall off the players in main.
Yeah, something already. Good start here, taking away Woot, and I will be keeping track of that man as well. Self-critical to this point. Miniboo already going to find Devi. This is looking like there's answers to this. And PRX looking for that springboard in. This could be the start. It's not. Miniboo shuts that down quickly. Already Heretics keeping this strong. Again, it doesn't always seem like a matters game when it comes to PRX. They can go against those odds. Here we go, Heretics looking solid in that post plant.
Really good idea from them as well. They seem to anticipate the retake coming through from PRX, and the fact that they needed to play on site before it ever happened indicates some decent theoretical ideas to the way that PRX want to approach a retake. Nobody got locked off in A main.
And also, kind of leading into this as well, there has been that a little additional touch of time for Heretics to get themselves prepared. For PRX, they're having to rip off that band-aid straight away and jump back into the server.
Yeah, I think that can be maybe a bigger mental hurdle to overcome as well, because it's so fresh in your mind. Stingers, regen armor, and again, looking towards A. Jing, without those two slows, probably doesn't want to invest the wall here as well, because it's an expensive piece of util.
Yeah, double stack back of Gen. See if Heretics can keep this clean. That'll be on the forefront of their minds, but PRX always a threat. Forsaken with a quick reminder, but swiftly shut down. Heretics sweep the site. Looking for that spike to slowly make it in, but Wu taking the space up door. That was a belter of a shot. Doesn't quite find much more, but Devi, if you can do a touch more damage, that's not bad at all. No real rest to be found. That smoke already dissipating. This is now becoming more and more uphill. And already watching this stacked up. A nice try for Devi. He's certainly giving it a solid go, but you feel the Heretics really making sure there's no naughtiness to be had here by PRX.
And here's where the regen armor comes in so clutch, because there's still 3 players that don't have to rebuy in the next round. So this is why so many people are liking this buy. You see it in a flash there from Patman with his Sheriff. we're talking about the heights, and some of the lows, of course, but if you get the best out of these two teams today, it could be another all-timer match, as we've just seen a couple of those the day before. It's just about which version of these teams approaches the stage.
And that's the scary thing, though, is to try and understand what it takes to activate that level between both of these sides. We've seen that confidence lacking with something at times, but the earlier games, he looked magnificent. Arguably some of the best form I've seen him in, but again, those last couple of games certainly hindered that. And then Heretics, hell, we all know those highs and lows, but a solid beginning here from Heretics. Protocol list working well, forcing off something and allowing this walk up.
Pushing something back. This space over towards Tree not being covered whatsoever by PRX. Maybe anticipating an A-pop to be coming through, but Heretics are just being given so much room here on the A-split. Nobody actually in A main. So this is fake pressure, and PRX with now only late around the minute mark starting to adjust and pull 3-4 players in that direction.
It gets rather scary for Patman as well. If he is left solely alone on B, does have the support of the utility, sure, but...
Well, here's the wall that just came out from Jing, so now they don't have to worry about A main, and they might catch the timing to go back and reinforce Patman's position.
It does feel indicative they're very aware of how PRX like to play this, but already penny dropping for PRX. It's been silent, absent of presence towards Ace, already reinforcing this side of the map. But depending on this burst potentially to get them through this choke, pretty hard to make happen now.
30 seconds left.
Moved very alone over by Switch. The timing not terrible. 20 seconds. Feeling like I'm watching Fnatic here, but Wu does nicely towards Divide. Patman stalwart towards the back of the side, but now going to be pressured and cleared. That's a problem. That opens up the plant. And now you've already got these post-plant positions working wonders. Heretics, oh dear me. That is a message sent, and a very well-prepared message.
Miniboo getting out to a 6-0 start. When you're looking at players that can really feel that pressure and have the negative voices going, he's one of them. And you get him fired up like this, it's going to do such wonders. That's a nightmare beginning for PRX too. You're on the defense side of Ascent, playing double Sentinel, and you failed to stop the B hit.
Nice.
Benji's always going to be bringing the energy. You think back to that game that they had these two teams at Madrid. He and Neil Zenio were talking some smack. And they ended up losing the game to PRX.
I still love it, though. I will say that every day of the week. 100%.
I think that you can always talk your game in order to bring the energy up. The only problem is when you go quiet when you're losing. You can't allow it to feel silent because you're not giving that game once you start going on some kind of losing streak.
And you've got to then think of it from PRX's side, who came off an incredibly hard series against Fnatic, felt what it's like to lose after what's been a fantastic streak from them, internationally doing very well, and then having to pick themselves back up and then seeing this confidence, this good read, this good approach. Miniboo on form, you got Benji up and giving it. It compounds those problems. So a very early timeout for PRX.
Super early, but I think probably necessary because PRX had the defensive players in position on B, but they didn't contest those duelists diving out at all. So you saw Woot get the dive out into Switch, but Miniboo also teleported to Market, and Boo managed to TP in as well. So 3 players passed the Vice util within a second. So any one of those on their own would be isolated, but when all 3 go in together, PRX need to be taking those challenges earlier on.
And a brutal round to come back in on. Obviously, the finances far from pretty, and Miniboo so prepared. Catching Forsaken almost instantaneously.
Forsaken and Jing fighting over this area and getting battered was actually what was part of the reason PRX lost this map to Giants. They couldn't stabilize in that game either.
Returning worries, really.
Yeah, but it's not an amazing map for them. It's one where they've been able to get by with this composition. But I do think there have been worries in Pacific about how good they've been on the defense side. It should be a great comp, but they haven't been able to stomp teams on the defense.
This round, again, we're not expecting wonders from this round. It'd be nice to see them just start feeling out the game a bit, get that kind of, feel of this.
Yeah, it's a good piece of the wall to break there because it stops something and Jing going for that aggro swing. Got to predict them on a high ground setup though as you go around the corner.
Still going through the motions of at least checking towards widen, and there's applying something. Jing will connect, but so far Heretics navigating all these hurdles. They've opened up this pathway, and they seem very mentally prepared for what PRX would be like to be doing, but yeah, very diligent too, ensuring there's no one hidden away. You saw Rien's taking that extra second before the plant, and now with that downtime is on their side, Heretics looking like they're off to a dream beginning unless Patman and Devi can do something rather special here. And, well, looking at the positions, the second he comes around this corner, the firing squad kicks in. Not really relenting either. Very much willing to take a brawl on it.
It's not like Devi can particularly aid him. Door, smoke. Very little chance here for Patman and Devi to be able to do much.
One enemy.
And in a spot, if Riens is hitting like that, think back to how he was playing on Ascent recently. He's been a monster on this map. But now, also, Yoruwalt available for Minibu, who's got up to a 7-0 beginning, yet to die. That's going to allow you, it's probably your best ult to be able to use on the attack side. Get a ton of information, run past defensive setups, coordinate with the rest of your team. You can combo it with Rien's ultimate, you can combo it with a Paranoia. This has a strong chance of going 5-0 and essentially PRX being out of the map before it's even begun.
But an investment from something that operator out as early as financially possible. You heard it there. All coming in, Minibu. Taking a lot of space off this. And PRX opting to try and play close. Okay, Jing, does he get to live? No! Heretics! Absolutely decimating this up-close hold from PRX. Oh, I'm worried. I'm really worried. This will take the wind out of your sails. We're going to need something special from PRX. Get them some life here.
They've got to try to fight over towards this. You'd hate to do it because your economy's in a horrible place and it's the percentage play to save, but then you're down 0-5.
Cover going
I
up.
feel
get
like
it, but-
I feel like you have to give one of these a try at some point. Instead, they're backing it up and they don't even get to save Patman's gun. Something scurrying back over towards B. And these are the kind of decisions that kill your confidence.
Absolutely.
If you can't even get into a round, something was trying to get posted on an aggressive line towards B main. And he's going to feel like his team needs him, and yet he had no hope of even being involved in this round.
This is a complete shutout. I'm a little worried here. And it's one of those things with PRX, I do feel they're the against the odds team. The amount of times in that G2 series, for example, PRX would go down a pick, you know, Forsaken might TP in somewhere, he's going to be picked.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you'll get a bailout from something, or from Jing. Pick any of the other players, they'll get you 3. You almost have to give them that little extra room to play it.
Yeah, within a round, I do agree that they'll come back from almost anything. Within a map?
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, that's where I have more questions. And my biggest concern here is this play. Because Woot dashing over the top to get that jump on a Forsaken should never be working out. Obviously, you can trade out Woot in that spot, and that's perfectly fine. But Woot straight up winning the duel worries me.
There's a lot of worries starting to come here, because we wanted a close affair between these two, but the ripple effect from losing this map, if they do, or going down at this sort of scoreline for PRX, may nullify all of those exciting prospects we were waiting for, to see the best of these two sides. They've tried to support and supplement what they remained with. Those weapons they tried to desperately drag across, still, something with that operator. But Heretics have had every answer so far.
This has to be the round where PRX answer back. They have something posted incredibly deep on this A line. Just as his gate crash disappears, he's going to stay confident, stay posted. That should give them decent information that things are not heading towards an A split late on in the round. Or if they are, that literally everyone is coming through catwalk. And Jing still with the wall, now posted up, and now you can focus purely on that B split that Team Heretics comp is going to love to try to do.
I do like this test as well.
Cage triggered.
Making those rotations hard to commit to.
They don't even know the wall's there. That's the first that Benchy spots of it.
Yeah, 44 seconds and noting it now.
But with something still holding on to A main, I think they can be very confident that you should keep the defensive stack towards B. But remember, both duelists managed to get in before with no problem. So you still have to fight B main.
Sitting back now, 20 seconds.
Same pathing.
Yeah, very similar to before. Exactly the same. Does it work out the same, however? No instantaneous fight over towards this area. 14 seconds being held at the door. PRX finally fighting back. That's the team we were waiting to see.
What a triple kill from Patman. Benji Fishy left with it all to do. Spike down, no chances. Something again is not going to be
better.
Feeling great about his own impact, but he actually was really crucial to being able to keep that stack going on the B site. You see that they put a bit of pressure on Miniboo's position as well. Miniboo got the teleport into market. There was at least somebody fighting him, a recon dart in his face, spammed through the wall, but it's Patman's triple kill here at lane that is a huge difference maker.
Oh, that is lovely from him, isn't it?
Down, B.
They're still allowing
Last
Heretics to
player
actually get into the front of the site and try something. It's a little more passive than I would expect from PRX, but they're getting their macro in the right places.
They do it again. Something. This is what we want to see. Confidence. Take a gamble, take a risk. He's taken a lot of space. That cam, I think it was a touch late, so something does get to strike first. Big scalp to be claiming on Woot, and he gets away. Early man advantage.
That's the kind of play that'll get something into the game. He's one away from getting his ult online as well. The combo with Patman's ult that he gathered after his triple kill on B in the previous round would be lovely for a retake. And the Vice setup has gone fully over to A, so this is a big switch up in the defensive setup.
I just can't die in front of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deploying drone.
We've seen some of these Heretics players hitting shots, but the test then falls once again towards something.
The ego on the drone?
I think he wants it. Oh, and a missed shot. That's a little upsetting. That's going to sour the mood, I'm sure. But this isn't opening a site. That's taken away one from middle, but it does isolate the two sides remaining, really, for PRX.
It's definitely confident, but in a 5v4 scenario, maybe those are the kind of plays that you could cool down on.
Revealing area.
That's lovely. Fine now. Going to be noted.
30
Got a
seconds
pocket
left.
to play from, but Heretics running the court very low. This feels reminiscent near on of Fnatic with the time as it is. Spike now making his way through towards main. We have one on the site. Stunning from Forsaken. Simply better. There's now Boo, the final target, found by Jing. PRX. You can't leave him in those scenarios. Brilliantly handled under very, very amplified pressure.
And they need Forsaken to be doing that kind of stuff. He's been a monster all across the run in Toronto, earlier on here at Champs as well.
Oh.
Probably their best player in the win over G2, for example.
Just controlled chaos the way he plays, standing tall on the front of the site there. Brilliant, brilliant work.
And bailing them out for 4v4 with something disappearing.
This is
now,
gonna be fun.
they've got something and Patman looking to try to get posted on an aggro line towards B, but this is exactly where the Heretics' bodies are.
Anti on this. Got himself a slip forward. Commitment for now. Trying to play it off the dart and a miss. And a death as well. Woot fast as hell to hit that shot. That's an early man advantage again. Something going down. This can't be a repeat incident.
Couple of rounds in a row now, but that one, a bit of a better chance. And the res, that is unbelievable
huge.
that he dies after he teleports. And so they get a free res out of it, but he doesn't have a gun, Lauren. The gun didn't TP. He can go and ult and pick it up.
I think he was thinking about it. He was definitely thinking about it. They're going to try and combo the ults. What are they going to do on this?
Well, he's still got the shorty as well, so you can get a pick out the
Oh
back
my
of
God,
that, but they're so close.
This is so risky. Good flash, but the outrun reveals it all, and something just says, screw it, I guess I'm playing in the corner, try and help me out here, do what I can. Falls away from it, but sees the plan. 45 seconds. Heretics, are you still heading this way?
Forsaken has full A main information right now, so they can be confident again that PRX should be having 3 defenders on B. They've had the stacked site in the right place. You wouldn't know it though, because they're 5-2 down.
30 seconds
And
left.
on this. You get to identify this as a fake. It's a very late fake too. The TP gets taken over towards Wine,
All on Forsaken.
and he was the one who succeeded before. Last time I think it was 3. Might need something similar than that again. For 13 seconds, Heretics got to get a move on. 10 now.
10
Barely
seconds
got
left.
time to get the plant here. Boo does well to take down Forsaken. Woot in the last couple of seconds, still doing the damage necessary.
planted.
Plants in play. Patman isolates the flank from Benji. So there's still hope here.
A 4v3 post plant. A little claustrophobic, but Heretics in a decent position. Something finally got his operator back.
I'll handle
And now goes for the ult. Gotta try and find these players. Tee up the remainders. Spawning some out here, actually. Miniboo pinned to the wall. Oh, but what a trade from Rienz. Great back and forth action, but that time is ticking. And I think they might have called it quits on this one. Slowly backpedaling away. Heretics somehow recovering this round. I thought PRX had a really good shot at that one.
And they would have done. But the key critical kill is that Forsaken goes down defending over towards A. We said it was all on his shoulders, and I think he played it fine. He just ended up getting caught by Boo in A main. This,
Oh
a
my
bizarre
God.
interaction over here. But, you know, 2 rounds in a row where something's missed a shot that you would expect him to land.
Yeah.
But as the pivot went over towards the A side, it's this kill right here. Forsaken tries to backpedal, utilizing the steel garden, but just can't relieve the pressure, doesn't have util down on site to play around.
And it's a hard conversation to have because you kind of want something to go for those plays.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That you don't want him to
Absolutely.
stop trying to make these aggressive opportunities work for them because more often than not they do, but we've had a couple of uncharacteristic misses.
The peek into the drone
Oh, there we
wasn't great, but there he lands an easier one.
Yeah, simple stuff for him at the start. Forsaken. Be careful, does he get away from this? Paranoid goes in, Woot wanted to hunt, does at least clear out Wine, but high emphasis to clear towards A main.
5v4 for PRX. They need rounds like this. They're on the defense side of Ascent with double Senti. They'd love to tie up the half if they can, and even then it wouldn't be the world's most amazing defense side.
No. And on the other side, you did see Patman there explore B main a little bit, so he has a decent idea. He is calling in the cavalry somewhat. Going to see Forsaken take up the position towards middle. A little bit of an unknown. So just want to ensure. And they still have a good couple of pieces of utility here, and the 3-play stack on A. So I don't know if Heretics will be able to feel this one out.
Late round, the Vice Wall's already been baited. The Sage Wall's going to go down. They'll have the defenders in the right position. Can Boo find that late round B split? It's really tough when your Jet is already inserted A main. You don't really want to go for it.
Forsaken sees nothing.
30
So does
seconds
that...
left.
I think he caught Woot at the very end there.
Ooh. Okay, that's kind of big. 'Cause they are still trying to imply this B take, right? They've just smoked off CT. But really, PRX aren't falling for it. They're in the right place at the right time. And now that util comes in just wonderfully. Something seems very aware that someone is still towards main. 10 seconds now. It's do or die for Heretics. You got to make it go. And PRX's patience might just pay off. 5 seconds for the block going down. Something with a great strike towards Miniboo. Dives in head first. Still trying to operate at such a high level. Leaving just Riens in a 1v3. Hold up. Turns the flash, gets back to it. Great clear from Devi. That patience was perfect for PRX, standing their ground.
They're really making use of all of the information that they have around the map. They're getting onto deeper lines with some of their players. You know, aggression coming out from Patman, like you called out in B main, gives them the info, especially when they're in a 5v4 scenario. Yeah, he just called
10
that
seconds.
glimpse on Woot towards the end. And when you see the Jet over there, it's just so unlikely they're going to be going into a B split at the end of it. I think Boom maybe even would have wanted to had they not left Woot there early on.
That's the first time I've ever seen us stand sit on the side.
Vinny, it's got to be a different experience coaching this squad compared to Fnatic, who love those crossfires, love those bunker anchor setups, versus PRX, who are always looking to make the play, take the fight. But in that spot, I like what PRX was doing because they were already up 5v4. So when something was in a 5v4 previously and had a drone coming through his face in mid, that's the bad side of the confidence. And I think for Miniboo and something, one of the things that we are going to be looking at so carefully over the course of this match is them finding that balance between the confidence, the aggression, the bravery even, and some discipline, some caution, some intelligence. And finding the right balance there is so tough as a duelist. And I think that is also why it's the duelist players that have those negative thoughts more often, because they're required to take the crazy plays.
Well, it is something you'd never want to get rid of, right? That killer instinct. You always want them to have to go for this. It's on everyone else to try and rein them in.
Yeah.
Or support, right? It's a very, very fine balance. It's a perfectly double-edged sword, it always feels like. But at this point, you then kind of elevate that out and look at PRX, I guess, holistically. It's always the danger of what if they do learn that patient game, but they also then can gear shift into the Kings of Chaos we know them for, right?
Yeah.
They become the most unstoppable team. That potential is there. So it's always curious to see that balance, and as you highlighted, that discipline on the site. A rare treat, and certainly could put Heretics on notice, hence the timeout.
Well, here comes an ult combo. You've got Miniboo and Riens set up to win another round just based off this dimensional drift into Hunter's Fury.
I think he was seeing, yes, they've absolutely seen both players now. Congregating towards market. How do they deal with them? Woot trying to take the steps in, but changing up the pathing just a touch, not towards Switch anymore.
They got the site completely for free, so now Riens can even save this ultimate to fight them. Probably going to use it as PRX go for the retake.
Ooh, look at this 3-man walk down middle. This could be very, very nice. This puts Riens right in the crosshairs. I like this from PRX. every single angle, every single approach. Nice shot still from Riens, but a great trade from something. Now it makes Heretics feel pinned to this site.
And there goes the ultimate. Benji's going to have to dig himself out of a tough position.
It's all about timing. He won't get to live if they time this right, but this is everything! Benji gets away with daylight robbery on one, but something is there for every single trade so far. Booth, though, standing his ground, making sure they can't scale up.
No way.
This is outrageous from him. Oh, you talk about confidence! 8 HP, and he's doing that!
The time as well was just ticking so low. It's a great play from PRX to go and pressure the flank, knowing that Riens is going to be playing around there, but too slow on everything that they're doing. Benji even playing outside of the range of the recon dart, just dealing with these players one at a time, ended up taking too much of it. What a freakish performance in the chaos. We were just talking about PRX being the into that, but Woot, not too bad himself.
Let's go.
That Turkish duo at the top of the table for Team Heretics.
This is getting a little bit scary for PRX here. I think, again, trying to still the nerves and be brave in the face of what could be a dire scenario, but Heretics then picking up the pace. It's straight up the guts. All is there, though, this time. We could have the 1v1 divide. You fancy it? Yeah, you do. There it is. Killer Instinct talked about. Device certainly got his own. Fancies it.
Good punish on the overconfidence. Woot triggering the wall, but putting his body in front of it. Devi recognized it as soon as that cloudburst came out. Jing's walled off Cat as well. Maybe a little early, but at least it reinforces. Recon going to catch Boo. Do they go for the peak?
Surely, something would every day of the week, right? You're seeing that little bit of hesitation, a slight difference. But information had, and enough to put them off that B-site approach.
And they're also already up in a 5v4, so that's, credit to him not taking too much of a risk. You don't need to go high risk, high reward in that spot.
And how many times have we said, how many times does it get brought back to these 4v4s or even advantageous scenarios for Heretics with that overstep? It's maybe just the right dose of discipline. That wall, actually no, excuse me, the slow comes in now for PRX, hindering this burst through.
30
The
seconds
late
left.
presence from Boo could be curious now. That could be a challenge they didn't expect. Maybe Boo's going to note this, but gets found by Jing. Again, this patience, this deeper hold on the site working so well as Boo. Okay, I had to take a pause there. That felt a little too scary, but PRX showing some real depth of discipline here.
Yeah, the way in which they're controlling A main with Forsaken is allowing them to play those crossfires onto the site. I think that, aside from the rounds where Team Heretics have overwhelming ult combos, PRX have actually stabilized here and figured out a style that works. The only problem is that they went down 0-5 to begin on their defense side. So they're going to need an extraordinarily good attack, whether or not they win here in round 12.
Well, the bar will be set high for PRX, but can certainly achieve it. But for Heretics, a broken purchase here. Simplistic in stance and eyeing up the A site. It's Forsaken. In a curious spot now. Does he get a reward? Because I don't think we've cleared this. He didn't. But a mess made. Forsaken. Sorry, can someone look at Forsaken? How has he gone away with this? But Boo's at the back of the site. It's all topsy-turvy. Pure chaos from both sides now. A 3v2 advantage Heretics. No plant down yet. Weapons now recovered. They're back in business. But something has something to say. Miniboo isolated away towards A main. And now the plant committed.
This is where you need to see all of that pressure being applied.
Oh, but Benji. The safe pair of hands for Heretics, holding on now as Batman, the last one to stand. Great pickup here. Find the final two. Not gonna happen. Heretics maintaining dominance on the half.
Incredible performance from them. Great idea of how PRX were going to play. Great combos towards the end. Good utilization of ultimates. Fast pops. They can be very happy about this opening. And usually we'd be talking about PRX being down and out, but they did recover a 4-8 half against G2 just recently. So maybe it's still possible.
It certainly could be. I believe we have a treat as Lou will be standing by with one of the PRX family members in the audience here. Everyone turning up now. You don't want to miss this.
Nice, let's go guys, nice.
Et la famille est à l'honneur côté PRX aujourd'hui for our last day at les arènes. I'm pleased to welcome Pearl, Jing's mom that you already know, and Hannah, who is Forsaken's auntie. First of all, thank you for joining me, ladies. And the first question I wanted to ask you, Hannah, is that, you know, your son is known in the whole world, right? But he's not the only one who's very good at Valorant. We also have his brother Kevin, ex-Caret, and also Jojo. So what's the secret to such a successful family?
The secret is only praise.
Only praise and family support, is that?
Yes.
Ok, mainly, du coup, première question, c'est quoi le secret pour avoir une famille si pleine de succès? On sait, il y a Forsaken, il y a aussi son frère X-Curate et aussi Jojo, donc c'est quoi le secret des prières et du soutien familial? And Pearl, you were my first interview here at Champions Paris, and some things have happened, you know, since that, especially the photo incident. So can you tell us about it, and can you give us tips to take the best pictures of your son?
Actually, my son is quite photogenic. Any angle is good, but maybe he needs to do more skincare routine. Yeah, he doesn't do any, only cleanser. I have to keep nagging at him to use toner, moisturizer, but he doesn't use all those.
So you're his skincare routine advisor, but he doesn't do it.
Maybe follow me for more skincare tips.
Suivez-la pour plus de tips en termes de skincare. C'est quoi les tips pour prendre ton fils en photo? Parce qu'on a vu qu'elle n'était pas satisfaite d'une photo qui avait été prise de son fils. Eh ben, il est photogénique, mais il ne fait pas assez sa routine pour la peau. Donc voilà, suivez-moi si vous voulez des tips. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. And we're going to see if PRX can show a better face on Ascent right now.
Have you been cleansed, toning, and moisturizing? The people need to know.
Yeah, well, I didn't wash my upper lip for a while, and this thing grew on it, so...
Shocking.
Yeah,
shocking scenes.
I actually think that the response from Forsaken's auntie is an important one, too, where she said that the key is praise, right? It's positive reinforcement. I think that's the case here when you're in a team environment, too. If you want to build up momentum and you want to try to recover spirits, PRX down 4-8 here. It's about finding anything in any round that deserves credit and praise to build up your teammates.
So you need like a Zelsis.
Yeah, and I think for PRX it can be Forsaken when he has a big moment and pops off.
Okay, we go back into the second half. 4 rounds were claimed by PRX. It was a quiet beginning, but at the end they certainly look much stronger. On the other side, Heretics, though, staking a good start to this. 8 rounds is a lot to sit on here.
We know what the B exec looks like for PRX. Jing on top of the box, ready to wall up.
We do, you gotta hope the Heretics do as well, but the blind is great there actually, forcing them away slightly, and they seem very prepared for that wall. They're not getting the same sort of start here for PRX, looking for opportunities that aren't being given.
Yeah, well, they realized that there was a 4-player stack on the site, so now they've got to bail away, but they didn't leave anybody as a lurker elsewhere. So now there's a mad scramble over towards Cat. You just hope you don't lose someone to Wu on the cross.
Okay, Wu gets a couple of tags, but nothing to really write home about. Something trying to stick around, but...
Are they going back? Are they going back into Device Insert? They can hear these footsteps of the mad over-rotate from Team Heretics. Device has space.
Back and forth we go. There is still util in the way and a chance to be made for Wu again. How many times does he get this fight? He still loses. Forsaken, Jing, bounding in. Man, for Heretics, they thought they were in the right place at the right time. There's a whole pack of players for PRX. Just prowling around the map, looking for anyone to take a fight.
How Forsaken gets value like that from the jumping right clicks over and over again.
10 seconds
It reminds
left.
me of them playing Corrode against G2. Now in a 4v2, Boo and Benji with it all to recover.
Cover going out.
Sheriff with Boo. No paranoia though, just the smoke.
He's been hitting.
He has been. He's been sharp today. The close double stack. Looks very good to hold. Jing and Defy, really great work there, but absolute chaos across the map.
Yeah, excellent cancel call though, once they realized that Heretics were anticipating the B-pop. And like you said, if we know what they're doing, Heretics are also going to know what PRX's B exec looks like. But when Jing took a little bit of damage and they realized there was 4 players there, scuttle over, leave Divine B main, go back to him afterwards.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for listening, thank you.
So that sounds like it was Devi's call to send it back into B. You need that distributed IGL network to support Forsaken.
But also, I love the fact we're talking about praise there. It's there for PRX, right? Just say, thank you for listening. Thank you for being on board with that call.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, nice to see. And at this point, you're going to look at the purchase coming through for Heretics. It's very weak. Obviously, just that Sheriff. And on the other side, pretty well rounded. Only going to be Devi and Patman down on the pistols. Everyone else sitting relatively well.
Like I said, PRX did actually manage to recover a 4-8 half with the sides the same way. They got the 4 on the defense side, and then they ended up getting 9 rounds on their attack against G2 here. So it's possible, especially when PRX get into their flow state and barrel you over. This round, Patman pulling attention towards B, which is the gamble, and PRX are looking to end on an empty A site. So shouldn't be too many problems here.
This looks quite clear-cut. Good reads from PRX so far. Good approaches. Heretics taking a couple of gambles. Don't mind it. Might as well try and make something happen. I want to see if PRX can keep this nice and clear-cut, build up those finances. And something Forsaken certainly doing. That is Boom to answer back, but by now it is a PRX shutdown. Clear, simple stuff, and something getting involved, building that ult up nice and early.
I love the way that Devi uses his Vice Flash in spots like that. He saves it as a post-plant flash, puts it on a back wall, and then as the retakes are coming in, it doesn't matter what map it is, bang, it pops, and you can just fight with it all together. He gets so much value out of this pick. But here's the round to decide whether PRX can start applying serious pressure to Heretics. Woot with only a judge to work with. We're talking on the desk about who's going to pick up the op. Is it Miniboo? Is it Woot? Oh, at the moment, they just don't have the finances for it.
Waiting with bated breath here, really. Miniboo thought about a glimmer or a glance down middle, but thought against it. Already early work to clear out the utility. PRX making no subtlety about this. It is their bonus. Well invested, however.
PRX on the defense were trying really heavy to get information towards A main and B main. And that's why you see them on the attack side trying to push those opposition rivalry players out of these spots. At the moment, Boo's still with some good info, but it looks like he might get challenged early.
Boo's traditionally quite good at this sort of position. Very nice at kind of calling when to sit back a little bit deeper, when to fall off this, when to challenge on that space.
Yeah,
Not going to go in.
He has been pushed off. It's a good re-smoke. They are missing flashes. None available here for something.
That's pretty rough for him now. They're going to be playing at the back of the site, though. Top right box, Paranoia goes in, and Heretics playing a little bit disconnected from site, but respecting the smokes. I want to look at Woot. If he does decide to go for something naughty, he does. And there's the counter swing as well. Woo does that well, but it's Jing to ping Miniboo right to the back of the site, so they've given themselves a path forward, but it doesn't feel secure.
Well, PRX are just going to try to take fights now. You're in a 3v4, get the plant down and see... Oh my god, the reposition from something. Well, he's gone all the way over to Cat. What a risk. Pays off.
Yeah, he lives for these moments. Heretics got to be calm under pressure here. Even in a disadvantage numerically, PRX feel like they have a bit of an upper hand, right? This feels scary now as that time begins to tick. They got to make a move, but mostly passing through heaven. Kind of isolating and kind of denying something, a trade forward, but Woot just bounds in, barrels in. Something now going to be shut out of the round here. Door going to be shut in his face. What are you meant to do? Nothing. Heretics. By hook or by crook, pathing incorrectly there, avoiding the trap, something being disconnected.
It's a bold play to go for in the end. Players on site can't hold on against Woot. It's a really nice play to punish Forsaken, anticipating he's going to teleport into the hardest spot. And then clearing Jenny with the judge is really nice. And the dash across to get info, close the door. A great round to stabilize things here for Heretics. They still don't have an op online, but they'll start getting their feet under them economically. And put the pressure back on the attackers. Yeah.
Something still 2 away from ult, 1 from Forsaken. It's not exactly the most imperative, but let's see how it looks now. It's pacey, something. Oh, there he is! I said just those glimpses of what this man can do every now and then, but a fast fight found towards Miniboo. Big space gained. He's applying more pressure.
Nice usage of the clone there, trying to take a fight forwards. And Woot jiggles, sees Forsaken. Both players giving a little bit of respect. Woot actually with the confidence to get back on the angle with the one-way. So it's still gaining a lot of info for his team here. He's actually over pushing this maybe even.
But does PRX even consider that? Absolutely not. Forsaken none the wiser until now. And he loses out. Woot does very well there. Almost playing too far ahead, but it's going to get them something. But look at something's positioning then. Talk about unorthodox. scaling through CT, but a good trade. Boo's still going to do damage, but PRX taking the back roads towards the site. The support's on the way, but it's still going to be Woot isolated and alone. He has to stay alive. And for PRX, they'd love to get him out of that position.
Yeah, Divide can't challenge this alone, though, surely. He does, and he wins it.
I can't believe he's gone for that. And there's that post-plant flash you were complimenting before. But Benji looking sharp on the pickup, fending Jing, he knows. The Batman's here as well! And they've got to know where Divide was. But a 1v2, Divide always capable, always dangerous! Divide with a Red Bull clutch, reminding you exactly what PRX can do.
What a round from Divide. He takes a solo challenge in against Woot. If he loses that, that's the round gone.
It's wraps!
And Benji is the weak player. He swings out and picks off Rians with a perfect headshot. An immaculate round played. Relief. And maybe even a tinge of frustration actually there, despite the round one. But it keeps PRX in the game.
But they needed that, we talk about it, right? How many times will they get bailed out by a multi-kill, some confidence, some flair? The PRX way working in this round to keep that gap from extending too far.
And now you see the Euro ult available.
Time to jump.
I think a lot of it might come down to tight spacing. You've got an opportunity here to combo it with the Paranoia if you fake a B split and then go back over towards Cat. We'll see what Forsaken's got in mind.
Mini boot. You are outnumbered out there. You spot some of the util being placed. So a touch of awareness. But it's something still posted up towards Pizza, so it's certainly not an easy challenge. And you can see Heretics respecting this. They don't fancy it at all, right? Sitting deeper towards side, not even playing from switch.
Time to jump.
Here comes that ultimate. Where's it heading? Looking to try to put pressure onto those B anchors.
I've never seen a team exploit mid this much, right? This deep as well. Looking to pincer towards that B side. TP gets taken, he wants to take it towards that back B. But still, there's losses on the way. This isn't comfortable. Something they want to find Mini Boo, but they did lose out on Jing.
They've walled themselves off from being able to go back into the A site now. Can they go Cat maybe? But then you'd have to go through Woot.
Oh, that's how you go through him apparently. With surgical precision from something. And now he wants to catch the rotates, keep him locked in here. They've manipulated the map so well. The spike on the way and something still firing. These are the glimpses, these are the team that strikes fear at your heart. PRX looking back to business. But the way they're getting to these sites, man, is wild.
It's crazy. Most teams there, and you saw it from Heretics in their attack side, are going to have a game plan off barrier drop to just Euroworld, try to take some space, set up a really common play with it. Instead, something's trying to take a challenge, a 1v1, with ult in hand over towards Market, and then they go through into spawn and wall off. I mean, it's unusual pathing. Maybe it's something that Alex and Mini have cooked up specifically for those dangerous rounds, because as a defender, that is not something you're anticipating.
Right here.
You're ready for the more common ideas. That is such a weird one-way. What on earth is that from Boo?
I don't know.
I mean, it's one that you could imagine them fighting, but you're looking at it and your alarm bells are going off.
Surely they think something's a bit weird.
All right, well, that's a more common one.
This is where it gets tough. Boo really wants in on this fight, but Woot already had to back away, unable to synergize on this.
He has been a hero already in big rounds for Team Heretics.
Here.
And he's the only player that's really got any danger. PRX know he's here. Some of the rounds where PRX have been punished in these anti-ecos is because they cut Noise rehit into a stack. And it does look like that's what Forsaken might be calling for them to do again. I'm not saying it's a high chance, but Woot will be given a chance.
Almost mirrored on both sides. The Outrun, I don't think, going to really crest through and see too much. As PRX continue like this. Heretics just holding the firing squad ready on the other side. Smoked off for now. Flash comes in and they scurry. They try and vanish for just a moment, but something can find. Rians! Where did you just get that? Riz comes in, it's emergency. Call the cavalry, call the support. Patman barrels in, he wants some. Leaving just Woot alive now, 1v2, 2 bullets. Oh! He's seen him. Jing spotted, 13 seconds. Woot's still alive here, but Jing, known for these miracles, brings Woot down to size. He's going for the plant. This is outrageous from Woot. Massive impact. You said he's a danger. He absolutely is.
That That is an unbelievably good round from Wu. And Rian's also being able to pick off a couple.
How did you get this?
Oh my god, it's a Kalat in A main. That's disgusting. I think Alex and Minion will be horrified at the call, though, to go back into a full stack like that. You see the frustration there on Alex's face. It is something that PRX frequently go for, and they offered a chance where there was no need for one. And now Miniboo gets up in hand, looking towards mid. And they're challenging Woot again out here.
This time he wants to stand his ground, though. Does the dash. And will take a step away. But an early fight found. And they've been able to control the space, but for PRX, having a look at the other side now.
If something's able to pick up an ult orb in B main, you've got another really good combo that you can run. This could be the round where you go back to that B exec.
They're going for device? No.
This round seems like it should be about the Sovas. Can Riens get a good defensive ultimate off before Patman can get in?
Well, here we go. The Kings of Chaos are on the way, and they've got themselves a good opportunity on this. There's the combination of the ult coming in as well. That's going to put them under pressure. Forsaken flies in. It's something to get the reward of the kill, but Benji, still alive, gets his gun back out, but the site is cleared. This is magic from PRX. Hold on, Woot. Not again, right? For PRX, they batten down the hatches. They don't let this happen. PRX. Lovely adaptation on the fly. Investing in Device ult, and it works exceptionally well.
Yeah, much better decision actually than going for the Yoru ult. That one really worked a treat. And they pinned Riens into sight. You see the amount of pressure that this guy's under. When he's in a great position to anchor, it's normally on the other side of the site, back in a comfortable position, taking shots one after another over towards lane. In this round, I would have liked to see him sat back more towards spawn to get value out of the Sova ultimate. But that round, well put together, well thought out, and PRX, despite losing on an anti-eco, keep this momentum going, keep the train running, and they've knocked Heretics down again onto a light buy.
Yeah, and curiously enough, PRX timeout as well.
That is strange. And maybe it's because they had such a disaster just a couple rounds ago on an anti-eco situation, but burning your last timeout when you're at 9-10, and you haven't even secured tying the game up yet, never mind finding the edge to get you into the lead. It's an odd one.
Yeah, it is strange. Heretics obviously now with a chance to check in too.
Yeah, sometimes in these positions it might just be something within the comms, something mental perhaps. Hard for us to judge on the outside if it isn't tactical.
9-10. Occasional glimmers here from Heretics, and it was getting away with murder pretty much on that one round. We saw it there, round 18. Beyond that, this has been PRX step by step in this back through, right? They've actually tied this scoreline up near on here. One more round. What am I seeing in middle? Just, okay, 4-man stack. And it works, at least for one. And then look at the damage on Forsaken. Luckily, Jinx still alive. He's going to be able to hand off the heal.
It's a really
start.
Yeah, it's a really nice eco idea. It's putting the Marshal with the Sheriff so you can get a body shot and just wipe a player out immediately. It's a Marshal Sheriff that took down something, and now it's swapped hands over to Benji Fishy, but the whole of the B site now Forsaken.
Yeah, this is
play
nice.
the rest of his team in.
It feels dangerous, but they should be able to find stability here. Chip, Russo getting curious, has the door in his way, but the plant should be now in, so the time will be on PRX's side, but everyone's going to be locked into this side.
Just about hitting shots at this point for Heretics if they want a chance in the round. Boo goes and recovers a Vandal. And I'd want to give that over to Woot. Woot has been electric.
I'm with you on that, and it looks like he might be. He gets the chance to. Devi is eyes trained on this. So if they go too far, that barrel may show. There it is. Just a pixel out of place. And PRX holding this down. No opportunities given. A little danger at the start, but it's been quelled swiftly as discipline kicks into effect. PRX bringing us back to 10 apiece, showing this grit and determination they certainly have in droves.
In terms of feeling confident, there's nothing better than a comeback to get your mental in a good position. The pressure is now on Heretics, and you might think the PRX are the team at more risk of a mental collapse, because you just saw it yesterday, choking that 9-1 lead against Fnatic, losing 12 rounds in a row. But remember that Heretics themselves are defined by their incredibly coin-flippy gameplay, and those losses in big grand final spots. They'll have to rally, and Woot now picks up the off.
PRX starting to feel like themselves again, look like themselves again. All here for something. See this commitment now. Trailing in towards the A site. Now, Curiosity peeking. Ooh, speaking of peeking, almost too many targets in middle. So Woot's going to be the one to draw blood first.
There's a great advantage of playing the double duelist. Can they get another punish onto Patman?
This time it's a little bit more isolated for Woot, though. He's in a bit of trouble, and something going to compound that. They come back for the fight.
Oh, what a bad decision from Patman there. I don't know why he takes that engagement.
It felt like desperation, but they're the ones who brought this back to 10 apiece. Great combination on the ults there. Jing is in trouble. A 1v4 required. Playing towards heaven. He's got all 4 players coming his way. Owl drone thrown into the mix. He can't stand as Heretics, given the fights they wanted in middle. I'm surprised PRX fell into that trap.
Yeah, I think obviously with something trying to bail Patman out at the beginning, that all makes sense. And then Patman re-swings to try to take an engagement here. Goes super deep out onto Catwalk. You're hoping that he could just catch people off guard, but like you said, that plays completely into Heretics' hands. The double duelist comp on defense wants to fight in mid, wants to lean on the incredible rifling.
And just for clarification's sake, that last time out, it was Heretics. We were sitting there going, there's no way. Well, it wasn't. It was Heretics trying to get themselves back on the right page, because look, you can see that timeline. Bits and pieces, 3 rounds this half, but they're still just in the lead. A quick reminder for PRX to keep that mental fortitude in the right place, and for Heretics that it's not over yet. A slow and steady march back for PRX, though. Woot looking to try and be confident here.
Both duelists holding hands, making it feel possibly like there's only one of them there. Miniboo, as he leaves, inserts Woot in position with the op.
Woot might get a challenge on this. They're coming back around. The one-man stand against 5. Ult gonna come through. He is alone. He gets revealed. He has to fall off this now. He tried to stick around as late as he could, but it looks like the flood's coming nevertheless. PRX at the door. Oh! Rien sends him away. Stunning shot, but something still headstrong in approach. But there's the burst from Forsaken. Battering down 2.
That is such a sick TP play from Forsaken, and it's still a 3v3. Woot could do damage here. PRX have taken a pause, trying to be disciplined, trying to bait Boo into a fight. Woot could be a legend here if he's able to pull it off with the op and the knives.
But he needs his team to keep them funneling towards him near on, get that support right, but they want to fight on CT. The right choice made! That's Forsaken! Wanting to get 5! They've got a great idea where Woot is, and they're leaving him stalking the final prey. Can Woot survive? He cannot under the pressure! Forsaken! 5 kills! Tying up the scoreline!
He's got incredible aim, but what always impresses me about Forsaken is the creativity with what you see him do. How is he here? Look at that! He's in such an aggro spot. Throws a smoke that blooms out on market, gets the TP into it. God, that is stress on the face of something.
Calm comms, man. Calm comms.
But Forsaken with an ace to get up close to the top of the scoreboard. Something's having a good game individually.
This is tense stuff, and Heretics trying to find any means to stay alive here. The plan's been seen, though. Woot gonna be left alone. Doesn't bail out, and PRX push forward. Head first here. Boo standing in their way, but only with the classic. It ain't much to try and stick around with. Gives them a passing bit of damage, but it's really in the arms of Woot to do something about it, and the door is shut on him. PRX. I don't know how they pulled this one back, but they certainly have. It's looking like 12 to be carved on the board. A clean fight found for Miniboo, though, but down on 5 HP now. No trade, but still barely breathing.
This is where you're looking for PRX not to overheat. And Woot, if he can, will try to drag Heretics through with his Bladestorm. Again.
How much can one man do? We saw it in the hands of Forsaken just last round, but Woot needs to kindle some of that magic himself. There's that flash. Gonna connect, but Woot the first man in, finds a man, drops him, looks for the thought, can't do it! PRX pushing up to 12 after a disastrous first half, have recovered and then some here.
That's the grit, that's the mental game that you need to see coming out from them. Brushing off. The greatest players always have short memories when it comes to matches.
It's true.
You can't allow yesterday's match, even the previous map, to affect how you're playing the moment in front of you. Heretics, though, back with rifles in hand. No ults to speak of particularly, and Divide one away from a Steel Garden, so pressure is going to be massive here for the EMEA squad.
Back to business for Woot, living life under heavy, heavy scrutiny, but will back off from this, but it looks like PRX want to scale fast. Wait.
It's a lot of noise. Divide offered a kill. Playing off a cam, perhaps. Rien's trying to take the angle.
Oh! How has he got two?
That's ridiculous.
And now, options are plenty for PRX. This is their canvas to paint it how they want.
But Divide falling, that was the big ultimate that PRX had to work with. So, does a great job of being able to pick up two, don't get me wrong. But now, they might just have to try to take guns out against Benji Fishy. He is weak, 45 health, and all of the responsibility on this side of the map. He must be a hero.
He's done it before, but this has not been one of his highlight games. This is a lot, and that is a quick death. Maybe a blessing at this point. But PRX doing everything necessary over deliveries by Divide, but we'll take it when you get it. Boo and Woot, no option but to fight forward now.
Trying to put the finishing touches on a round here in a 4v2.
So close. Woot, a great performance, but great may not be enough against this team. PRX looking to right their wrongs from that previous series. To get that mental, to get that confidence, to get that danger and fire back again, but Woot steps in, bold with the first, but he can't follow up, so now Boo with all to do. Two players at the time is running low. He knows his options are limited, but he's going down swinging. 2 bullets and a prayer is not enough today. Map 1 is PRX.